His friends said the carnival that year was special, but Tim Jenkins didn't believe it. The carnival came every year. It was an August tradition. Why would this one be special? I think it is. His sister Ruth insisted on the ride out to the fairgrounds. A hot August afternoon was turning into a sultry evening. The cornfields lay densely green on either side of the road. Riley Temperance said it was. Said it's all different from last year. Different carnies, different games, just different. Sure, Tim admitted. He was 2 years older. Maybe it's a little different, but that doesn't mean it's special. Carnivals are boring. I want to watch the Demolition Derby. Cousin Maynard's in it, you know. He's been working on his car forever. Their car bumped up and down on the dirt road. Hot wind blew dust into Tim's face. Ruth was craning out her window for a sight of the fairgrounds. Tim didn't think she'd heard him. She said, "Imagine if the carnival was magic. Imagine riding the lion on the merry-go-round, and it just comes to life, and it's your friend, and you can ride it anywhere." Her voice was dreamy. She pushed her head farther out the window, blinking against the dust. Tim was unconvinced. Whatever. Demolition derbies are way more exciting. Besides, imagine if your carousel lion wanted to eat you. You wouldn't be so happy then, would you? Nom nom. Tim crooked his fingers at his sister and clacked his teeth. Ruth shrieked and whacked him in the shoulder. From the front seat, their mom said, Hey, cool it or... She trailed off. Ruth and Tim stopped fighting. Suddenly, there wasn't any sound in the car except the bleat of fairground music and Vermont Public Radio droning on. Drought continues to blanket the state with no sign of precipitation in the extended forecast. Wow, Ruth said. She wasn't talking about the extended forecast. Ordinarily, Tim and his sister didn't agree on anything, but he said wow too. They were all staring out the windows. The mountains were a blur on the horizon, where the heat haze smeared their outline into the sky. The dusty cornfields rippled, and in the middle of them, in the same spot as last year, was the carnival. But it was, as Riley Temperance had said, completely different. I've never seen anything like it, Tim's dad said. It's amazing, Tim's mom said. Ruth didn't say anything else, but her mouth had fallen open. The Ferris wheel arced over the midway like a moving rainbow. The funhouse was as tall as a castle, with turrets and strange windows. Flags flew from all its highest points. It was covered in mirrors and glittered like an old-timey disco ball. Let's go! Ruth yelled, bouncing in her seat. Tim, stick with your sister, okay? Their mom said. And don't eat too much sugar. 'Kay, Tim said, not looking away from the window. The carnival filled his eyes with color and movement. Music and delicious smells drifted out into the hot August evening. Tim wasn't even sure that he wanted to watch the Demolition Derby anymore. He'd never seen anything as beautiful as that carnival. His dad said, We'll meet up at 8. You know the spot, right by the gate. Here's some money. Have fun. Tim and Ruth hopped out of the car and ran together through the carnival gates. Oh, look at the carnies, cried Ruth. That one waved at me. Tim didn't answer. He was turning in a delighted circle. The concession stand popped mountains of golden popcorn. The cotton candy machine whirled, spitting out pink clouds of sugar. One of the carnies was tossing handfuls of wrapped chocolates, and kids were catching them and eating them. Right in the midway, an animatronic clown soared over the fairgrounds. It looked as tall as the Ferris wheel. It was holding a clock in its outstretched hands. Its mouth opened, and its voice boomed across the fairgrounds. 6 o'clock, called the clown. Ha, ha, ha. Tim and Ruth both laughed. It was so silly.